They have the first pick. They could lock it in if Bulldog doesn't ban it. But they respect Exofang, a 17-year-old rookie, so much. They still ban it. When they themselves have a Draven 1-trick in AD carry. That, honestly, mind-boggling.
Yeah, well, that's the strategy so far, and Leaders of Kali is going to be off here as well. So we actually have a fair few ADCs open. Now, Braum is kind of like an Ashe ban, kind of. But we still have a few choices here, like the Zeri is available as well, maybe like a Kog'Maw comp too. It is going to be that Rumble lock here, most likely towards top side. And we have noticed though, like statistically, Perks has been like a really solid top laner as far as like damage stats go for Ruddy Stack, and as far as the entire league goes, I'm fairly certain he's like the top damage share. Why not pick him like a semi-mage damage champion to go in that top side?
Yeah, the Wukong having made his way through the first 2 games, surprisingly. Strong in the meta, it makes sense to lock it in, right? In terms of AD carries, you could think of the Misfortune, but you'd like to see that later in the draft, and you want to see more about what your opponents have picked beforehand. So I doubt that if that's the AD carry they're hoping to play, that it will be locked in this first rotation. You could probably take a top laner here if you really feel like it, as like Sante's banned, and then you have to try and think through the champion pool again, right? What would you want? Yeah, the Renekton hasn't been seen, but the Aatrox instead. Miatek, a big Aatrox player, so not that surprising at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's already done this once before. Yeah, go ahead, Archer, mate.
Because you can go for the mid lane. I was looking, you have the Wukong available. You can get the Misfortune and the Orianna. You can try to play a wombo combo in favor of Bulldogs. But it's safe to play something else and be like, we'll save that for last if we have the availability. But keep in mind that AD carry champion pool is going to be hit. I think Hums will be more comfortable playing something of utility like than Bulldogs giving something of utility like. Or it's even worse.
And I like this, right?
Simple.
Because it's such a strong AD carry. But the problem is, now all of a sudden there are 3 picks left to try and counter it and make it very hard to play. Because there is just that one problem. You have to be immobile while you're all right, and you don't have much movement outside of that. Normally I'd say something like the Ambassador. I've seen at the very least in the Danish scene having a lot of effect, but that is banned due to fearless draft, so maybe that's why they feel confident enough to lock it in. So many variables changing with the fearless draft and many things to keep in mind, but the Leona ultimate, right? That's one thing that can instantly just stop the MF ult. MF ult, pull down the solar flare, and it's done. So they got the strongest AD carry left in the meta. But now it will be drafted around for these last few bans. But I do expect Ruddy to try and pull out the other strong AD carries in this last ban rotation.
Yeah, you giga focus bot side here, no? Because Bulldogs haven't chosen their bot lane right now.
She knows. She knows.
Okay, so we're getting some behind
outside
the scenes
sourcing
thoughts here that Trouble is thinking this might be a Ziggs pickup then for Bulldogs here.
Something AD
as their
mid,
bot laner. Yeah, so Roddy Sack still think it might be, they're still getting rid of the actual AD choices. And to be honest, it makes sense. You're already pretty heavy on the AD side of things. Miatik and, and Lulush here with the AD top and mid. And yeah, again, you've got a lot of range, which is really good into someone like Misfortune, someone like Nautilus as well. You don't have to get too close, which is what Ruddy Sack want you to do, right? So that they can throw down all of that catch, all of that AoE damage as well. So pinching the jungle pool makes sense for Bulldog. You've got your Wukong. Let's put the ankles on something a little less comfortable. And yeah, it could just be that AD mid came in. We've seen it play. They saw it coming. They saw it coming. Yeah, okay. I mean, this might just be like a Zeri then, right? I feel like Zeri's a good alternative because she does a decent split damage profile. And came in there's still the Syndra available, right? We've seen him play Syndra before. I think Syndra's fine here too. Yeah, so I think Victor's already taken, right? No, Victor's actually open, no?
Yeah, Victor's been open.
Yeah, Victor. This is weird, but Victor is open.
Definitely take the strength out of him. He still wins lanes just as comfortably, but taking 10% away from a few abilities certainly has hurt his scaling, right? So not as prominent anymore in the meta. I like this area. I think it has some movement as well, decent utility, but it isn't the perfect fit. But you have to do with what you have available, right? As Leader slams down that Azir and okay. This draft just opened up. I mean, Yanker's Light is still end up on some tank, but a lot of those utility junglers have been removed. Viego, Sejuani, and just look up to the front of your screen, right, in terms of the top. So many of those, but the Jarvan still left open and makes a lot of sense to lock that in.
Yeah, exactly. Cataclysm plus bullet time is a good combo as well there. We have seen Swain come down from Cayman in the past too. We've got a pretty close range jump forward type of comp. I don't know how, if, you know, Cayman would want to lock that in versus an Azir. I mean, the biggest thing, like, regardless of the comp itself, it's like, is this a champion that Leader's particularly comfortable on? Because I know, obviously, Leader has a reputation for being like a melee-only player, like assassins, these kind of champions. And then whenever you say that, Leader fanboys always say, no, but he can play all these things, he just doesn't want to, blah, blah, blah. But then whenever he's picked the Azir, it honestly hasn't looked that good, right? So I'm probably going to get torched for even just saying that. The thing is, though, I do just have question marks about it. I don't think it's that, you know, I don't think this is a leader at his best, which then means that you've got to transfer the carry role over to Perks or Hamza. You know, and it seems like Ruddy doesn't have the trust in Hamza as a carry, right? They picked him on the easy ADC. They ban away his best champion on blue side, you know, in game 3 of a Fearless draft. So I just, I have some question marks about that.
Yeah. It's an intriguing draft. What I will say is I think Jankos will struggle to find those right engages, right? So much movement on this Bulldog roster, so it's hard to really lock down the carry unless the team is on exactly the same page. But I think anything can happen in this final game. There are opportunities for both teams. The draft certainly turned out to be interesting. It's all down to execution, and that's what I like.
It's all down to one game. Whoever wins this one moves on with an extra life. The other one will be tossed to the lower bracket and fight for it. Without further ado, let's toss it to the game. Let's toss it to the casters, and I'll see you soon.
And here we are on the Rift for our final game of the day. The winner of this stays in the upper bracket. The loser has to go and fight for their spot towards that finals. It is really all or nothing. Bulldog have displayed incredible team fighting during this series. And Ruddy, game 1 looked rough, but they just completely out-macroed Bulldog in that last game.
I have so many questions, but before I start asking them, you see right here, Ruddy, they're setting down their vision, wanting to spot the Wukong early on. And also, if you look on the very right side of your screens, there is a very cheeky ward on the lane that will potentially spot any sort of lane swap shenanigans. Thank you so much, observers, for putting that out there. It's not going to be the case. All the lanes are going to be pretty stock standard, as we know them in League of Legends. And here come my questions. Is Exofeng allergic to Xayah? Like, what is actually going on in this game? You usually don't want to pick the Zeri into the Nautilus. You want to pick the Nautilus into the Zeri so you can pin her down and have follow-up, which now makes Exofeng's positioning very, very crucial when it comes to those team fights. And secondly, who in the world is going to get locked into this Cataclysm? Everyone's got a bail button.
I feel like the Jarvan pick was definitely a little bit questionable. We'll see how Jankos can play with it. But yeah, there are so many ways out of that ultimate that it's going to have to be very well timed from Jankos to be able to find that lockdown. See already though, ReadyTac, their bot lane have the advantage here in this bot side. They've got the shove, they've got the lane pressure. Next thing, kind of just have to give up the lane. Cayman's going to do a little bit of scouting onto Jankos and spot exactly where he is. Or getting the Q off onto Leader in the middle of all of that. But I will say, as my little retort to you about Exofang and positioning, the one thing I've seen from Exofang throughout all of the day, and from what we saw from during the final, the tiebreakers from the group stage, this guy is really good at positioning. So yeah, I know if there's any ADC who's going to play a hard matchup like this and position well for it, it is this 17-year-old superstar. He has played so well today. Even in that loss, he looked pretty formidable on the Jinx, and now on the Zeri, definitely got a hard position to play, but if he can toe that line well, he could potentially be that difference maker for his team.
Absolutely, and I feel like for Bulldog here, all of their champions have so much agency. They can all flank, they can all find targets, they can all 1v1. -1 right there for Cayman as well on the cannon minion. But they all have the agency to sort of create angles and opportunities in these fights. And I feel like specifically for Cayman, the way we saw him play on that Aurora and find angles, where he was constantly finding Jankos, and over in game number 1 as well. I feel like there is a lot of openings, especially with Ari. As we see bot lane.
Things getting locked down. Xfang lost a lot of HP there.
Oh, what's mid? What's mid?
But mid, they're both looking for an angle here. Jankos and Lulis. Lulis is going to open up with the Jankos, force the flag and drag defensively. Came in incredibly low. Leader also low on mana, though. I think the kill potential here mid is not likely. So Leader just going to make sure he catches his wave. He can just teleport back up. Mirtek on this Aatrox versus Rumble matchup, feeling the pain early.
I wonder where Lulash is going actually right here. Is he looking to punish Perks early on?
There's a
Perks
ward.
seems to be really sticking underneath this tower, trying to push out his wave. Getting caught by the chains right there.
Yeah, they're able to pull him in. Mirtek has that last charge of the Q. A bunch of damage coming out from Lulash. Forces the flash on from Perks. Mirtek. Lovely Infernal Chains actually onto Perks, forcing that Summoner spell out of his lane opponent. Great little punish there.
Look at those resets down the bot lane. Absolutely. Look at those resets down the bot lane. Exofang and Kasing are late. Kasing is already on the top side of the map, which nothing really is happening. The Scuttle Crab has been taken away. Jankos is pinging that bot lane Scuttle Crab, and he's going to get the first roam from both bot laners towards that bot side river, so he could secure double Scuttle right here. Pretty huge for Javan as well, because you want to be skirmishing early with that J4. Later on, he's going to lose a lot of his value due to all the mobility on the side of Bulldog. So getting this double Scuttle, getting to that level 6 first, could be huge for Ruddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice little ward there placed by Hustlin earlier, just to get some scouting vision onto where Lulis is. So, feeling happy on that. Both of the supports actually kind of playing away from their ADC, so the ADCs can soak up as much experience or solo experience as they can. Jankos going for a chicken camp steal here. I mean, Cayman saw him go in, so they're going to maybe look to go for the contest. Smite's available to Jankos. Lulis has only just got his up, but chickens have been stopped. So Lulis, I mean, there's still a smite on Jankos. There's the charm. Not going to be able to go for the steal, and the charm down Jankos is definitely not under any threat at that point. Sing's just going to make sure that Cayman gets as much of this wave as possible.
You should look at the map during this iteration of events. Instantly, Miatek dipped into jungle, posing a threat right there to Jankos overextending. Kasing instantly roamed from the bot lane towards that mid lane for a potential fight. It seems like both of these teams are like so hyper aware of every movement on the map. That's why Jankos backed off of there. Also, with Cayman constantly defending the Wukong around the map, it was Leader who hit that level 6 first and could potentially make a play on these raids. But the backed off is going to be the priority that they needed. They'll take the first 3 Void Grubs off the game. Feature strength, 1 out of 3, off 1 out of 3. And also 3 Void Grubs are going to be extremely important for later on taking down those towers.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice for them off the back of that one. And that actually kind of bleeds into that invade we saw onto the Raptor camp, because Lulish had to smite it to make sure that he was able to pick that camp up, which then meant he was down a smite. His mid lane was shoved in, so there was no way to contest it. Just a little bit of heads up play from Jankos, where it didn't look like he gained anything from the time he wasted at chicken camp, but forcing the smite out, all but guaranteed that he was going to be able to pick those grubs up. Leader should be able to get a plate as well off the back of that as well with that grub bonus, so that should just ting over. There it is, into his pocket. Leader sitting quite happy off the back of that.
Let's see if Jankos is as crazy as Malrang. Because this particular pick right here is a Malrang Jarvan. It doesn't necessarily do anything in terms of team fighting, but you pick it for the sake of the champion in the early game. He's a great fighter in the early game, especially when you go that standard Sky first, if that's what he's going for as well. However, Bulldog have started that Dragon. There are level 6s all across the board for the members of Ruddy around there, but they're just going to be caught on the reset. First Dragon is going to go over to Bulldog, and it's going to be an exchange of neutral objectives.
Yeah, no real room for them to go for the contest. Nice little shove in from Bulldog on the bot side. I mean, there wasn't really the pressure for that. But looks like Jankos may be looking for his first gank of the game, but Lulish could definitely smell that a potential gank was coming in, so he just hovered about just to make sure that nothing was going to go down. Lulish level 6. Flash is up on Leader. Cayman has his ultimate though, so the follow potential is there. Lulish going to chase out forwards here. It's going to come in. They're going to land that charm in on to Leader, who gets the shuffle back. Can they continue the chase forward? It looks like the answer is no, although Kasing is here. No ultimate available to Kasing, so came in, just jumps in for one last Q onto Leader to chunk him out a little bit more. But ultimately, play very nice there from Leader, just to ult the two of them back. Oh, Leader flashes. Actually, they're going to put some damage into Cayman, forcing Cayman to flash.
That pressure, the flash away from the taunt, but then if there's no E on Ari, that means you got kill pressure because you can dodge the Q. That's exactly what the Leader did right there. And also for Lulash, I wasn't actually expecting the EQ to go through, which allowed Leader to pretty much just shove them away with the ultimate and get out alive. Now, one of the extra things that happened right here with Leader having that pressure mid is that you get to stay a little bit longer on the map and pressuring that mid lane wave, which then allows, again, in turn, Jankos to walk inside enemy territory, inside enemy jungle, place down some vision, potentially find Lulash as well, and without the ultimate, you can actually take a favorable trade. Wasn't the case, just establish some vision on the top quadrant of Lulash's jungle and backed up.
You can tell how important this game is to both of these teams because they are playing incredibly passive. We're 9.5 minutes in. An objective trade happened. No kills have happened. There's been 1 or 2 attempts to take someone out. But ultimately, it has been a very, very tame start to the game. Mirtek has now picked up his Hex Drinker. So it does have a little bit of magic resist, a little bit of survivability versus perks.
A bit of extra padding.
Yeah, just something to soak up some of that rumble burn. Just came in, just going around the jungle. Will be spotted out by that sweeper from Hustlin, though. The Squire's Bloom, and came in, just going to make his way back towards mid lane, who, honestly, this Ari definitely struggling in the matchup versus the Azir. The shove and the massive range deficit means that he's actually looking at a lane swap.
It was really funny because Cayman got spotted and then he just walked backwards for as long as the vision remained on him, and then he walked back towards that lane as well. Few mind games right there to see if enemies gonna just fall for it and swap lanes. It is going to be Leader heading towards that bot side of the map. Both mid laners do have teleports available. The second set of Void Grubs have spawned, and whoever has first mid lane prior gets deep into the river. In this case, it's going to be Ruddy. And the cat summon of a Bulldog is not going to be the case. A 2 versus 3. Because Hums has just arrived in that mid lane. And I'm starting to get worried right here, honestly, They're going to pull the TPs.
Yeah, well, Lulis, they're throwing everything onto him. Exafeng has actually gone untouched at the moment. Leader's made his way over. Solar Flare does make the connection. Cayman comes in. Massive charm onto Jankos as he goes down. First blood secured, but bullet time is going to be interrupted by Mirtek as they continue to fire onto Exafeng, who's still alive. But the Ignite and the Flame Spitter will secure the kill. Cayman can't get more. Hums is going down to Mirtek in the middle of all of this as now he's looking for perks. I mean, this is a very, very alive and very healthy Aatrox. Charm goes through the goalpost from Cayman. He does get some damage down to Leader, but those soldiers are doing work. Mirtek's putting the damage into perks. Leader able to assassinate Cayman in the middle of this as the Infernal Chain secure the kill. Mirtek's killing. He gets another. This Aatrox is unstoppable. Trying to find the damage onto Leader, but Leader finds the turnaround. Jankos will get the shutdown. And Ruddy Sack almost ripped apart by an Aatrox.
We went from a 0 kill game to almost a 10 kill game within about 30 seconds. Kasing now stopping the back.
Exafang's here. They're going to put the damage onto Leader. The shutdown goes to Kasing. It is the worst case scenario. Kasing will fall to Hums in the middle of this. No grubs going over. Monkey on the run as Perks hunts him down. They flag, they drag, but the Monkey's out.
Wow. All of this started, as I was about to say, I'm getting extremely nervous because Jarvan is going to fall off really hard. And it's like Jankos heard me. It's like, all right, before we fall off, let's start a fight. Now, I want your eyes on Perks because he comes down from that top lane and he lands a beautiful equalizer straight on top of this pathway. Burns everyone away, splits them apart as well, and you see as Lulash and Cayman are literally fighting for their lives to defend Exofeng. Luckily for them, Mirtek is doing work on that Aatrox in the back line. Gets that kill, and then together with Cayman, they're gonna be able to grab another 2. And I thought that this was it, but then there was more that happened on the reef. They lost more people. They lost Leader as well. What is going
goes
on?
down, but Bulldog, they're not done. Hums going low.
Wait,
double
what?
kill for Cayman. Grubs were secured for the side of Ruddy off the back of that one. Exafang's alive. Okay, Exafang got a kill. I thought he died.
No, 3 members of Ruddy died on that one. I'd love to know what in the world just happened right there. They catch them while trying to engage inside the river to try and get some vision of what happened right here. However, 3, 1, and 2 on Cayman. 3 kills onto Aatrox as well.
Let's have a look.
Let's watch this one more time. Kasing walks up, tries to put some vision down, take the enemy vision away. They're trying to start setting up for the dragons, and the flash through from Hustling onto Exofang. You know what? That Zeri is a very slippery gal. So if you can't connect instantly with her, you won't be able to kill her, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Oh, we're just not done with action. Bullet time coming in onto the MF. But looks like they're not going to be able to do too much more. These teams are so bloodthirsty. It was a very, very tame start to the game, but it just erupted as we moved in.
It's like Pandora's box. Once you keep it closed, it's fine. It's quiet. Once you open it, there's no way you're closing it ever again.
Well, this first tower could be the difference maker here. As Perk's going to lose a fair chunk of health to Mirtek, but Mirtek able to also get chunked himself. This first tower will be Boots upgrade for Ruddy if they can get it. They've got 6 grubs, so they have the capability to take it. But for now, it's definitely playing a little bit more tame. Mirtek's actually resetting, which is, again, something we saw in game number 2, where they were a little bit off on their reset timers, and that could cost them. Perks could get the wave in.
I don't think Perks here can actually afford to stay on that wave. You do not have vision onto the Wukong. The top corner of the jungle is full of jungle as well. So Lulash could definitely be around. He's going to stay just to pressure out that wave, but definitely he cannot stay to take the actual tower right here, especially not with 40 seconds on the Rift Herald spawning really, really soon. You definitely want to go back, maybe refill some of these wards, grab a few components as well, set down some vision for that objective. Jankos is looking around, but there's 3 members of Bulldog there.
Lulish just found him. Solar Flare makes the connection. Can they land the Zenith Blade from Kasing? Slow doesn't come in from the Zeri. They're going to be able to break away from that one. There's going to be the equalizer laid down by Perks. Just a chunk onto Kasing and Lulish. Not sure I 100% agree with that one. Came in, losing a lot of health though. Has got that ultimate. Can he hold? Gets the charm off. Teleport's coming in for Cayman. Can he break away? Caught with a knock-up. Instantly got followed up by the hook, and that's going to be the shutdown over to Hustling in the middle of that. Leader, low HP. Mirtek puts some damage onto Hustling. They're able to get the kill. Good ult back from Leader though. Will send the Bulldog members packing, but Jankos gets onto Exofang. Flashes out. Exofang is going to be able to hold his life. Tower low bot side though. Can Ruddy fire out? Yes, they can. Hums is going to secure the feat of strength for his team. It came at a bit of a cost, but not too heavy. A 1-for-1. Unfortunately, Hustling got a 500 gold shutdown.
That was a very quick rotation right here by Ruddy. They get the 4-man dive down the bot lane, but their sides were set on feats of strength, and that's exactly what they got. They got the kill, and while being chased away, they re-pushed that wave towards the bot side. They thought they sacrificed Jankos, but Jankos jailed that Zeri in and then bailed out with EQ. Came in underneath the tower all alone versus 4. Can't necessarily do much, even though Ari is as slippery as ever. Any champion. Exofang gonna get that kill here. And here, Jankos, very good. He's just gonna jail Exofang in, as he's already used his dash and just EQ himself out.
All right, well, the next fight is definitely going to be around this Herald as immediately Hustling gets onto Kasing, but Kasing gonna force them to flash, actually. Hustling, burning that flash as Mirtek made his way over. You got an incredibly scary Ari and an incredibly scary Aatrox on the side of Bulldog. These guys are pretty happy to fight at this point in the game. Now, Hums has both the cleanse and the flash with that bullet time available. Looks like Ruddy want to go for the fight here. Solar Flare doesn't quite make the mark. Low health on everyone. Mirtek finds Hustling, but there's going to be a fight. Big bullet time! Absolutely cooking the members, but Leader goes down in the middle of it, and now Mirtek blast comes into the fight. Jankos is able to steal the Herald, but it costs him everything. They get the lockdown onto Hums. Can he make the breakaway? No, he can't. Shut down in the pocket of Exofang, and another goes to Cayman.
What an incredible team fight from Bulldog right here. This could be the game-winning team fight for them. Dragon spawning in about a minute. They managed to get that mid lane tier 1 as well, which will completely break open the map. That's exactly what you want. You want darkness in enemy territory when you have Aatrox flanking, Wukong, Ari. This is a full pick composition. you slightly move out of position, you get caught. And look at this here. Kasing will miss the ultimate on everyone, but look at Cayman on the side. Dives in instantly, tags leader, instantly kills Perks, and the only one who gets assassinated by bullet time is the Wukong clone. No one cares. Bulldog Gaming, full HP bars, just keep chasing.
It's actually quite similar to what you were talking about with the Jarvan, where the MF ult goes down and everyone has an escape line. They take a little bit of burst, but they just leave immediately. So it's really clean from Bulldog as Kasing's on a flank angle here. Dragon spawning up. Remember, this is Dragon number 3. The flash! The lockdown! Leader is obliterated! Kasing finds himself in the middle of everyone, caught by the flag and drag. Lulus is being cooked by Perks, but the clone means he gets away, and Cayman secures another kill. Perks continues the chase. Lulus goes down. XFang now face-to-face with one, but Miatek and Cayman able to secure another kill. Perks being flanked onto. Jankos not going to find a flag and drag angle. And Bulldog, they are so good at team fighting.
Damn, man, Kasing has had a hell of a series. That flank was impeccable, making sure you secure your third dragon. This is so point. Jankos could dive in. You have no smite. You have no smite, Bulldog. You have no smite.
Don't risk it. Don't risk it. Don't risk it. They're going to look for the lockdown. Jankos jumps in. This should just be the dragon steal. Jankos will die for it, but ultimately worth. Beautiful from the Ruddy Sack jungler.
You have no spine, man.
Just wait for Lulus.
Okay. We need to calm down right here because there's so many things happening. What's Kasing? No one spots him. Flash Q into R onto the Azir leader. Had zero chance to escape that, and Perks might have the same fate.
Yeah, Lilish does have that Cyclone. That could be one dead Perks. He flashes away. Knockup comes in from Hustling. And that's going to be the chase forward from Lulus, but the slow from Hustling was enough. Monkey spin one more time. Whoa. Cayman's worth 100 gold, by the way. He actually just evaporated. 199 gold, so not the full 100. That is a rough showing for him on the MF, and that should just be Atakan for Bulldog.
Yeah, it just makes it so hard, right? The pick composition that we mentioned earlier from Bulldog, so many flank angles, like to actually stand still in Misfortune and cast bullet time is like signing your death wish. Oh boy.
Kasing is in danger, but Perks is low. Kasing's able to survive this one. In comes leader. Kasing's able to make escape. Jankos gets the kill. Flash out from Exofang, goes for the flag and drag. Dodged away with the dash from Exofang to not go down. They trade top laner for support. We don't have time for replays, apparently. These two teams are just butting heads on loop. Jankos hit by the charm. Cayman is on fire on the Ahri.
Holy, the EQ right there, the E hidden in the bush sort of gives away the positioning of Jankos, and Cayman is looking for Hums.
They're going to chase him down. Can they get that charm? There's the lockdown. The hook goes wide, and that is one dead MF. He's worth even less gold. They get the Infernal Chains. Charm should be coming up fairly soon. Cayman's able to get it. 8-2. Make it 10-2 on the Ahri. Unbelievable.
They're looking for leader. Kasing is right in front of him, but the entirety of Bulldog Esports is right behind him. He doesn't have an empty tower slot to grow one, but they're actually not going to care. Honestly, I was thinking that it was going to be the different attack right here. Kasing!
Oh, no. It might be worth. Cayman gets the charm. That'd be his 11th kill. He's actually going to secure it. Atakan also in the meanwhile. But actually, Jankos is here, and the 50-50 could really cost them heavily here. Lulish, smite available. Can Jankos go for the miracle steal? He has been so on point. They're going to land some damage. Miatek's playing into Rut. There's going to be Atakan secured. They may be able to get Miatek's revive immediately as they go for the flag and drag. This could just be risky here for the side of Ruddy. Equalizer laid down. Miatek's in danger. They're going to immediately collapse it as the revive comes out. Exofan gets an escape. Lulish also making a run for the hills. Just going to try and defend this tower. Bulldog. Unbelievable.
They've managed to turn the game around completely. Again, it's just so difficult. There's two sitting ducks of carries, the Rumble and the Misfortune. The second you misposition, you stand still to put down the equalizer, to put down the bullet time. There's just so many abilities that can be thrown your way, that can CC you, lock you down for so long. So much chain CC coming through Bulldog as well. And again, the most important part from Bulldog's composition is the agency on every single champion. Sure, you have Exofang on another hyper AD carry, but this time around, he can fend on his own. He's got so much mobility through the champion. He doesn't need the team composition to work around him. He can work around the team composition himself. And so far, Bulldog have been shining under the chaos. Flanks, finding angles, not allowing Hums to play the game has been key to success so far in this game.
I mean, I said it after game 2. I think Asing is best when he is on an engaged champion. That is where he is at his absolute best, and he is making it work here. As Mirtek is getting jumped onto, doesn't have a revive, remember, so he may just go down. Hunt is trying to get the damage off, but teleports to safety. No Aatrox today. Even the cameraman disagreed with that, shaking his head.
Were you wondering why he was standing still?
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing? It's a different animation. I've still got to learn it. Years of looking at old teleport as Leader gets himself caught out. Solar Flare comes in. They find the lockdown with the Zen Flare as there's going to be the kill. Exofang gets it with a splash, but he's going to get locked in place. Mirtek launching in. They've got the revive, so this is ultimately a costly play. Jankos going for the escape. They pin Kasing in place. He's able to evade the tower shot and everything else. Mirtek continuing to chase. He flashes into Holmes' pocket. They get the withdraw out of one. As Mirtek can't chase for any more, but the collapse on the minimap, you can see they are coming in. Lulish, monkey spin, chasing in. That's going to be Hustling going down as he is bopped by Lulish.
They're looking for more. The Baron has the spawn. If they can just kill Jankos right here, if they can just find that one thing.
Nah. I think the Baron may be risky. Dragon's up as well, but oh no! Giving the kill to Exofang. Are they Baroning or are they Dragoning? What are we doing? Teleport in from Leader.
I think they're looking for more kills. That's the answer here.
Yeah. The revives are worn off. Cayman has found Jankos. Jankos is forced to flash. Cayman could chase for more. He's got the charm. Ooh. He's able to hit it. Perks is in the area, so Cayman has to make the escape. Can he get it off in time? No! Perks cuts him.
That slow was huge right there from Rumble. Didn't allow him to get close enough to the wall for that last ultimate ability that he had. Exofang dashes through. And I get it that you need to kill Jankos so Jankos cannot steal your dragon. And this is so for Bulldog. But giving your life away when you're one of the biggest threats in the team, it's a little bit of a misstep right here. And Ruddy are barging in as 5.
Yeah, they're able to try it, but there's going to be the equalizer down. Jankos finds himself on the wrong side, but he's going to keep the chase up. Exofang goes for the dash. Hook goes wide. Mirtek just looking for the escape. Kasing, no flash available. He may just be the one who pays his price. Lulish is actually waiting around. They find the solar flare. Mirtek has found Hums on the back line. No way! Leader sends him over the wall. They go 1-for-1, but Hustling's going low, and there's an Ari on the way. That's going to be a double kill for Leader. Exofang flashed onto by Perks. Triple kill for Leader. As he's shut down by Cayman, dashing away. They're not going to catch the Fox. Ruddy actually win that fight.
Really great fight right here from Ruddy, finding key targets, knowing that they're fighting 4 versus 5. Again, the biggest threat, which is the Ari, was not to be found. That's why I mentioned Cayman overstepping boundaries, chasing Jankos, going down to Perks. Really did cost Bulldog this fight. Is this still going to be soul point for them? Because the previous dragon was stolen by Jankos. So it's still going to be another dragon in the pool for them. But now it's a 2,000 gold lead for Ruddy. It's not that huge.
Oh.
They're pretty much dead even on the Rift. But damn.
If Bulldog get the next dragon, though, Hex Soul on the Zeri, on the Ari, it's going to be brutal to handle. And I kind of just want to peel back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the game. A lot of this comes down to Exofang's positioning. He has been positioning very well, but the person who's been positioning the best is actually Mirtek on this Aatrox, finding flank angles, being an absolute just major issue for the members of Ruddy Sack. Hums 1 and 8 on the Misfortune. He is getting rolled right now by Mirtek.
matters that much though. Look at the difference in gold in top and mid. 1.2k up for leader.
hello.
Hold on.
That's onto Cayman. Cayman may just be the victim. Has to use that Zhonya's to try and stay alive through the carpet. Gets the ult off. Jankos caught by the charm. Gets the ult back onto Cayman. Cayman not going to go out, but the shutdown has been picked up onto Perks in the middle of this one. They've got Kasing. They've got members about. Are they going to chase? Miatek, full HP. Incredibly scary right now on that Aatrox as he dashes over the wall. Hustling. Hooks onto the wall in the middle of that, though. The resets are coming in. Leaders chasing onto Lulush. If they can kill the jungler, an opportunity to take this Baron opens up. But looks like Cayman's going to get the reset off. They can't get more.
And both of these teams are trying to find the key targets from both sides. Take the smites down. So important to secure that next Baron. This Baron will completely open up. See right here, Bulldog taking the first step into the river. They're allowing Miatek to walk a little bit further in. Finding Jankos here could be huge.
Oh, Jankos getting himself out of the flag and drag. The equalizer goes down and is absolutely cooking them. Leader free firing off on the back line. Miatek going low. Makes the escape. Hustling low though as Cayman finds himself the double kill. Leader's chased onto. It's a triple kill. No, Miatek secures one. That's going to be the triple. Down he goes. Everybody falls but Jankos. Soul is all but secured.
And they're sprinting towards Baron as well. Baron is up. They can finish that objective first. Push down the waves. Bot lane wave pushed. Mid lane wave pushed. They're waiting for the dragon. 5 seconds. And you said it. This Soul with Zeri and Ari is going to be so annoying to deal with, as well as so much damage being dished out from the side of Bulldog Esports. 43-10. If Cayman remains alive in these fights, this Ari is unbeatable.
It's going to be really hard to handle. We'll have a look at the fight once again. Miatek, beautiful little catch onto Jankos here.
Yeah, has a sweeper as well. Make sure that he's completely unseen. And you have 3 members diving in. Exafeng dives in. Lulash on the Wukong. And instantly Miatek dives into the backline, forcing double flush from Hustling and Hums. And that creates a 3 versus 4 scenario for the rest of Ruddy's side. If they find leader, they win. If they find Cayman, then Ruddy wins.
The big thing there as well is Exafang didn't get super focused in that fight. That was the first fight where he hasn't received all of the crowd control, so he was able to free fire off. Now, they do find Lulush with the ultimate here. He has to just use the ultimate because he hasn't got the dash. Jumps over the wall of safety. Exafang slides in with the ultimate. Leader's going low. Cayman finds the assassination onto him. Perks is bleeding out. Jankos, the ignite is down, and the fight is just going on so many fronts. Miatek secures the kill. Jankos, the only one standing. 200 health. Can he make the escape? He's being hunted by Kasing. He's going to find him doing the grump. And I don't think they need Baron. I think Bulldog might just have done this. Ruddy, a team who are so favored after Los Ratones to be the 2nd best team in the league, fall to Bulldog. It is an absolutely amazing underdog story from these guys. All the way from tiebreakers in group stage to beating Ruddy Sack. Their Nexus is the last thing to go down, and they have all but done it. Bulldog put on an absolutely gorgeous performance. Nexus crumbles. Bulldog win the series 2-1.
What an insane upset. Because that's exactly what this was.